Drill bits. Drill bits fall into three basic categories, with one that's kind of on its own. The first category is called a twist bit because they're twisted. The second category are called spade bits. That name comes because it's a flat piece of metal, and the shovel that we use to dig with is called a spade shovel, so spade bits. Third category is called hole saw bits, and they use a twist bit in the middle, but they're designed to cut holes, mostly for doorknobs on your doors. And then there's a last category. It's kind of like a hole saw, but it's called a mortising bit. It's designed for you to drill a hole into something, but not go all the way through, and it'll have a flat bottom, where these will not have a flat bottom if you stop. This particular one will also have a small hole in the middle, but they're kind of like a hole saw. So let's go over the different ones. A twist bit has a point on the end of it in order to drill through this. So this one here, this is your normal twist bit. This one has two flutes or sharp edges to cut. Most have two, some have three. These particular ones have a self-boring tip to them. So this looks like it's a small screw which pulls the bit through the wood. They work pretty well, but a lot of times they just strip the wood and you still have to push, just like this one. On the end, it could just be a straight shaft. This is what goes in a regular drill. Or it could have a little notch in it so that you can put it in your impact drill. This one, the shaft on it, the diameter is large enough that this only goes into the drill press. Next is the spade bit. So spade bit will cut generally wider holes than a twist bit faster, because it's taking the wood out in larger chunks than with this. This one is trying to push the sawdust up in the twist. Usually have to pull it in and out a few times. These usually drill faster in larger holes. They could have just a point, or they could have the self drilling spot too. These are resharpenable, and they're not that hard to sharpen on the grinding stone. Next are the hole saws. They start with a twist bit in the middle. That centers it so it moves around. If you try to use one of these with no bit in the middle, it will jump all over the place on the wood, scarring it up, and it will not work. So this keeps it centered. These are really expensive. This particular bit right here is $50 just for the bit, and it does not come with the centerpiece. You can take the centerpiece out of this one. You can take the centerpiece out of this one and put it in another one. The centerpiece is $20 by itself. The last are the mortising bits. These particular ones happen to have. The last is the mortise bits that drill a hole partway through with a pretty flat bottom. These happen to be self-boring. They're not all like that. And these have the little indentation here so they can go into your impact drill or your regular drill.